Hi, this is your host, Billy Staples, and welcome to another segment of Music from the Soul. It's a simple show about athletes, entertainers, musicians that talk about how they got to where they were going, mixed with what song in their life really has a powerful meaning for them at that time or as it led to their future endeavors. So today's guest is Major League Baseball person, pitcher, player, coach, Ray Burris. Ray was born and raised in Oklahoma, came into the game in 1972, and as we film this segment in 2022, it is more than 50 years later, and you are still in the game of professional baseball. Glad to have you, Ray.
Glad to be here, Billy. I tell you, it's been a long ride. The beautiful thing about the number you just said right there is all of the emotion of every 10 years of that 50 years, the things you overcame, the things you went through, the things you dealt with, and to be able to sit here today in total peace is a beautiful thing.
Ray won over 100 Major League games and came in strong with the Chicago Cubs, went on with the Yankees and the Mets, went through the playoffs with the Expos, and played for a few more teams, going into management then with the Brewers, assistant general manager, and then moved into young people with coaching. It's a short show with a long career, Ray. I don't know what you want to say, but pick something, one or two things before we go into your song, buddy, and reflections, memories, moments.
Well, I think the thing for me through all of those years is the friendships that were culminated through time spent together, working together, playing against each other. And those friendships are still existing today. And of course, there was a lot of dots that were connected along the way that added to the family of friends and made it even more remarkable. If I have one thing that I could add today, is that I never took anything for granted.
Appreciation for the day, appreciation for the moment.
Yes.
It's hard to teach young people something that takes a lifetime to get to learn, myself included. On a selfish note, in the mid-70s, I met Ray while I was graced with my presence in the visiting locker room in Philadelphia. And Ray, you were a workhorse. You were out there early. You were running more laps. You were working your body during your off days. You were sweating until you pushed it as far as it could go. And then I know that I would then chat with you, and you wouldn't hurry the chat. You were a good influence on me. And now that we got these speaking gigs with these schools and universities and clubs and organizations, it's a 40-plus year friendship. I feel good too.
Well, you're part of those dots connected, Billy, in regard to the friendship and in regard to the time spent in the clubhouse around the ball field, seeing how we went about our business. A lot of that routine was developed as a young kid working on the farm in Oklahoma. You had to be up by 3, get the eggs out of the hen house, come in and cook breakfast, feed the hogs, the chickens, iron your clothes, eat breakfast, walk 2 miles to catch the school bus. Back home at the night, do your chores, do your homework. If you need to wash clothes out, we use rub boards. We didn't have a washing machine. We get on our hands and knees in the tub and wash our clothes out the rub boards and hang it out on the clothesline. So that was a constant thing most of my young childhood until we finally had to deal with machines coming in and harvesting the crops. There was no more manual labor. There was a little after the machines had thrown stuff all over the ground, like picking cotton. We'd go out and pick up the cotton that the machines left on the ground to make money to put food on the table. So that was pretty cool in regard to the things that I learned from a work ethic. So I parlayed that into baseball in regard to doing my everyday routine. Like you said, coming to the ballpark early, getting my work in, getting ready for the next opportunity to compete.
Well, it gave him motivation to not only go through the Cubs organization, but make it to the Cubs. You won 44 games in 3 years, and then you stayed, which is even harder than making it to the major leagues, is staying. As I asked this question about this song, you know, I think about, you were born in 1950, so you saw when Martin Luther King followed his beliefs and fairness to all. You saw John F. Kennedy come, and you saw John F. Kennedy go, and Robert F. Kennedy as well. You saw Vietnam, you saw us bringing home the soldiers, and I haven't even hit the mid-1970s. But I don't think I need to go any further because your song is going to be whatever it means to you. But 50 years of music, what did you pick? How did you pick? Who did you pick? I'm all ears, man.
Well, the song I picked was a young man that was very instrumental to me, and more so from the words of the song. It was called Stand By Me by Ben E. King. Not B.B. King, Ben E. King.
Okay.
You know, the beginning of the song parlays the depth of the song. When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we see. No, I won't be afraid. No, I won't be afraid. Just as long as you stand by me. And darling, darling, stand by me. So those words, in the nights and the days when I was pulling cotton as a young kid, feeding hogs, going out and working the land, some nights being afraid of the dark as I was, the only light that accumulated was the moon. And the other night we had a full moon. And you could just see the earth just illuminate from the full moon. And that song just had a special meaning to me. Whenever I got down, I sung Stand By Me. Whenever I was dealing with issues, I sung Stand By Me. When I go karaoke, that's the first song I sing, Stand By Me.
You're a Motown guy, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah, I'm a Motown guy. Yeah. Motown.
Give me some of these choices. So I like hearing the second, third, fourth, and fifth. But Stand By Me won it.
Stand By Me won it. I can go on and on and on. But here are some artists that I really relegated to. Bill Withers.
Ooh.
If You Have a Friend.
Yeah.
Was a big song that I loved.
Lean on Me.
Lean on Me was a big song.
When You're Not
I
Strong.
loved Martha Reeves and the Vandellas, Mary Wilson, the Supremes. I listened to all of that because at that time, in the 50s, you know, we didn't have TV. My first experience on the TV was black and white. You know, and you had the big consoles, and to be able to listen to see sports on a TV, most of the time we listened to them on the radio. On a Sunday, if the family would gather together around the radio and listen to the broadcast of the radio. So we always got the Pittsburgh Pirates, even though I was in Oklahoma. How about
You listened
that?
to the Pittsburgh Pirates?
I was a Pittsburgh Pirate fan growing up.
So before Clemente, the 60
Clemente.
World Series,
Oh yeah,
you were listening to the Pirates as Clemente was getting to beat Clemente.
getting them to be Clemente. Bill Mazeroski, you know, Bob Friend,
Absolutely.
all those guys. Yeah, I mean at that time, all the players stayed with one team their whole career, so you knew the lineup every year after year after year. Yeah.
To wrap this up, you know, if you're traveling all these miles, Chicago, Arizona, Connecticut, Florida, to keep speaking with groups and meeting kids and meeting fans and delivering messages, you know, you're in your early 70s. Before you, there was Mudcat, there's Buck O'Neill, there was Monty Irvin. You know, they were doing what you're doing now.
Right.
Is that what your hope is? Do you want to ride into the sunset, keep putting those miles on those feet of yours?
My hope is we have an opportunity as individuals every day to make a difference. And making a difference doesn't require a lot. It can be a smile. It can be a good morning, how are you? It can be opening up the door for somebody as you're going into a building. Just common courtesies, which are very unique and have been lost in our society. Common courtesies, that's making a difference. You know, just like Scott said earlier, you know, you might go through a drive-through and just be nice to somebody that's having a bad day. That's making a difference. So every day we get up, what difference are we making? We don't have to change the world. We can change ourselves to make a difference in our environment.
Well, to end this segment, there's only one way. Raybo, will you shine those pearly whites and give everybody what you're known for, which is the Raybo smile?
A beautiful smile that enters the room to illuminate. Stand by me. Life is good.
Thank you very much, Ray Bone. I love you, brother.
Love you, my brother, too.
Thank you.
That was good.